welcome to Connect to Success on RVN TV, 12:30, 1 o'clock on Thursdays during your lunch break, where we interview the power networkers of the greater Philadelphia and South Jersey area. I'm your host, Ashley Owens, your personal networking concierge, and I have the pleasure and the privilege of having in-house Mr. Jamil Owens.
Thank you.
So we just discussed before the show started that you and I are probably cousins.
Probably.
And if we do the 23andMe, I
Yes.
really want to find out if we like hung out in a past life, because this seems like this is the way to go.
This is definitely a lawyer type of atmosphere. Owens and Owens, you know, contact us for all your legal concerns. I definitely feel that vibe.
Definitely
here.
not me, because I will get you all in jail. Everybody's going to jail just because I spelled something incorrectly.
Well, there you go. You get them in jail.
And then you get them out?
And I get them out.
Oh, jeez. Well,
Or, worst case scenario, I guard them while they're in jail. But that's a different story.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, the warrior tattoos definitely say bodyguard. So first of all, you and I met. You reached out to me via Instagram, which was the coolest thing ever, because it really boosted my ego. And I was thrilled that you guys wanted to come on. So I have two shows. I have this show, and then I have Ask Ashley Sis, which I filmed at the This Is It TV studios, and now it's in my office, and I do all the editing for that. So it's a very different kind of feel and show. It's just my face. And then this one is really where I get a chance to learn about my new network.
Exactly.
So thank you for reaching out.
Oh,
I'm
thank
so
you.
glad.
Thank you for having me.
And apparently I popped your cherry coming into a studio.
First time. This is it right here. Yes.
And you're crushing it, man. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
So, okay, so tell me more, because I only saw a little bit. I really try not to do too much research on my guests, because I really want people to see, and for me to be naturally curious, because so the questions that I ask aren't scripted. These are things that we get a chance to talk about. So tell me about your journey. Tell me where you grew up. Tell me about your journey with working with the Ausome show and the mission behind it, and please tell people what makes you awesome.
Okay. Wow. All right. So let's unpack this. It's a lot. Let's unpack this. Okay. So first off, 38-year-old father of an awesome boy. We're talking about autism here, so I don't like to use the word autism. Instead, I like to use the word awesome, because they are awesome individuals. They are our superheroes. So one thing that came out to me, that stood out to me, was the fact that during the process of understanding the diagnosis of autism, me as a father and as a male, I had a hard time with the realization of this. I was suffering from depression, anger, anxiety, anything across the board that you could fathom, I had it. Unfortunately, it became a situation where I was a statistic. Me and his mother divorced, but the journey and the growth went on. So as throughout the years, when I became open-minded to what autism is, the love that my son was giving to me, and the rest of the world needed to see this, that's when I started the Ausome Show. The Ausome Show is a platform that I designed specifically for fathers, no disrespect to the mothers, but we cater to the moms too, but for fathers to have a space to unleash their feelings, to have those questions, to have those moments, to break down and cry, whether it be in private, but know that there's somebody out there that can actually relate to them.
Wow. So how long ago did you start this group?
The Ausome Show is about 2017.
Wow. So this is about you. You're a junior.
I'm a junior. I'm a junior. I'm still wet behind the ears, but I started this on an online radio station. Yeah. I've had numerous guests from great fathers to autistics themselves, awesome individuals, to rap stars who have children on the spectrum that didn't want to speak about it, but I got a chance to actually get it out of them. So I've been blessed with the opportunity to just meet great people all around the world.
So the Ausome Show is a radio show, and that comes with a community. Is there a place where people go that are fans of the show, that have been guests on the show?
Yes. Well, I mean, the first thing is you can look on me on Facebook, The Ausome Show. Remember, TheAusome. And that's also on Instagram, all one word, TheAusomeshow, back to school. You can find us on Instagram, and we also are on Spotify. So I do a couple episodes on Spotify, and I do a lot of IG Live on my Instagram page. A great way, a great resource. Instagram has definitely stepped the game up. So
they did with the reels. I'm still learning how to do those.
Yeah,
things.
me
It's
too.
a little insane.
Me too.
How old are you? You said 38?
38.
Yeah, I'm 32, and I'm like,
32?
I don't understand it.
There you
It's
go.
aggressive.
You're younger than me. There you go.
I'm also a junior. I'm also a junior, so I'm a baby at this point. But so I find it to be so interesting how you saw a need and you wanted to fix it, right? So there, you had a need, you saw that there was a missing piece in that area. And I don't know if Jeffrey Klein got in touch with you, but he's a very good friend of mine who reached out. Yeah, he reached out to me when he saw your stuff come up. Oh. So the reason why I'm bringing that up, Jeff Klein is a good friend of mine. I know one of the producers here also has his brother is a special ed teacher as well.
Nice.
So the community is, everybody knows somebody.
Everybody knows somebody.
And I find that I've never heard about these groups or these outlets to be able to express what you have said that there was a stigma against. And I think in general, with mental health being such a huge thing this year, with everything that's going on, it's really great to have this niche that you guys put together.
Definitely.
So what have you, with the show, what have you learned has been, it's such a high level question. Let me try to dig deeper there.
Okay.
What have you been able to uncover from some, like you said, you were able to pull some of the emotions and being able to ask the right questions. How did you figure out how to ask the right questions? That's a better question.
So that's a very good question. So I figured out how to ask the right questions because I looked myself in the mirror and I said, what would I want to ask me? Yeah. So the first thing you have to understand is that it requires transparency. Everything requires transparency in order for this community to feel like they are one, which they are doing. The only problem is once the transparency ends, which is as simple as a click offline, when you're on Instagram or something like that, that person is left alone. So will they grasp all the information, the love, the caring, everything that you've given to them? Will they really grasp it, or will they still go back to what the world and the society has them, making them feel like they're alone? And we can't allow that. I can't allow that. Me looking at my son every day, I can't allow for someone on his awesomeness, his level, or any parent that's just like me go on throughout life or anything through this alone. Right.
Where did you get your self-awareness from?
Okay, so...
Well, I will Bill's in the mail for this therapy session. You opened the door. I just slid in.
I definitely did open up the door. I have to say it was a spiritual awakening. Yeah. A lot of people, they tend to tiptoe around the subject. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna be real here and transparent. It was definitely God. Yeah. Breaking me down at my lowest point, making me understand the love that He has for me. Therefore, understanding the angel and the love that my son has for me, and the understanding of compassion, sympathy, just wanting to help others, help your neighbor. So when I finally opened up my heart and was able to receive that as a man, then I was like, oh, this is great. Yeah. I have to give this back to the community. Then I looked at him, his awesomeness, his superpower, and I said, that's it right there. Yeah. So, I could go on to my background. I'm a volunteer firefighter where I'm at. I serve my community that way, but I also serve a much wider community, which is the world, in this way. Yeah.
And so with this need to serve, right, this need to give back, what can people expect when they become part of this community? So if you've got other males that have children that have kids on who are autistic, what can they expect from listening to your show?
Okay, so first off, just put it out there. I love you guys. You have to expect love, pure, adulterated, uncut love. That's the first ingredient of it. The second thing is, I'm going to ask you to strip yourself of any ego thoughts, any perception that you might have heard in public or may feel. Any questions that you feel as though is ignorant are not ignorant. This is the part that we actually have to listen, and we have to expose what one is feeling on their heart. So that's what you get. But you also feel the comfortability to be open. Yeah. I don't know how it's so, but everybody tells me when they speak to me, they are comfortable. When they see me, they're a little timid. But when they speak to me, they're like, wow. And it's been like that for years, and I didn't know my purpose or what my actual calling was. I've been in law enforcement. I'm an ex-corrections officer. That's where I thought I was supposed to be. But to nevertheless, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be speaking out to people. I don't know if you'll call it a motivational speaker, but I'm supposed to give life to someone.
You're crushing it now. I mean, it's kind of annoying how good you are at this.
No,
I've had some pretty bad guests, let me tell you.
Law offices of Owens and Owens. I'm telling you.
I won't get you out. I'll get you in, he'll get you out.
There you go.
So what? Okay. So with this community that you've built, where do you see it going? Like, what is the journey, or what is the vision of the Ausome show?
Okay, so the journey and the vision clearly is depicted on what's happening in the world currently today.
Okay.
Not too many people know, currently the CDC reported that 1 in 54 children are diagnosed with autism. It is more prevalent in boys, but is very, very prevalent in females and little girls, but it's harder to detect. So as the prevalence actually grows, our show needs to continue. It does not need to stop. This is something that, just like you said, everybody has a connection with autism, some way, shape, or form. The thing is that it's become taboo. It's funny how we can take sex and put that out there, clear as day, but we move issues like autism to the back, whereas though, like, oh, don't talk about that, don't say that. No, we need to talk about this. We need to listen. This is the format of the show, and from that format, we have the Ben and Jay show. And now we have 2 formats that come together under one roof that are pushing the initiative to expand knowledge about the autism community. You know, let's just be real here. The public can see. We're 2 races, 2 different backgrounds. But that's why I'm the forefront man. I want people to look at me and be like, okay, I live in North Philadelphia, but I can relate to him because I see me in him. This is what I think we need. This is what I know I needed when coming to realization that my son was diagnosed on the spectrum.
So tell me about the Ben and Jay show.
Ben and Jay show. Shout out to Ben Hartraff.
Ben has blown up my phone.
Ben, the mayor. You guys so know great. Ben. That's my guy right there. He is the host. I am the co-host. Shout out to Access Services, who we are underneath. We're a nonprofit organization in Eastern Pennsylvania, 44 years. Amazing group of people. The Ben and Jay show started during COVID. Actually, it was Ben's idea. Ben was a guest on my show, him and his dad on the Ausome show. He reached out to me in COVID and said, hey, I want to give back. And at that time, I was furloughed from my day job. So I said, I'm sitting here. It's a good time for me to give back. I said, let's do this. We've got together on the show. We're about 20 shows in, 2 panels addressing police interactions and kids on autism, racism, also so many different topics that we have had. And not to mention, I've spoken with Daniel Baldwin of the Baldwin brothers. We have interviewed him. We have interviewed the writer and director of Disney Pixar videos, Loop and Float. These are, and just imagine, this is a grassroots. Me and Ben started this from the ground. We work for a nonprofit that has no funding at all. And what we did is we reached out to these people. We said, hey, we know you have a child, a special child. We want to get that word out of there. We have had people on the show that is phenomenal. You can catch those on YouTube under the Ben and Jay show. And we're looking to expand more. But with that, we actually need sponsorships. We need donations. We need so much in order to get the message out there.
And how are you asking for those sponsorships besides coming on this show? Like, are